स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। यथाग्नेर्दाहिका शक्ति रामकृष्णे स्थिता ह्य सर्वविद्यास्वरूपां तां शारदां प्रणमाम्यहम्। जननीं शारदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयो श्रित्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः। नमः श्रीयतिराजाय विवेकानन्दसूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। हरिः ओम्। Let us spend few minutes in silence and meditation. Let us offer our salutations to the all-pervading blissful spirit in any name or form we like. Let us offer our salutations to Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother Sri Sharda Devi and Swami Vivekananda, and all great teachers and all great saints in the whole world, teachers and saints whose teachings we all have inherited. May they inspire us with love for the truth. As we inhale and exhale, think that you are breathing in vibrations of purity, vibrations of strength, vibrations of positivity, vibrations of peace and fearlessness. All these vibrations are destroying the impurities, restlessness, weaknesses, negativity and fear from our life. Breathe out slowly, positive, pure, peaceful, strong vibrations. हृदयकमलमध्ये राजितं निर्विकल्पं सदसदखिलभेदा अतीतं एकस्वरूपं प्रकृतिविकृतिशून्यं नित्यमानन्दमूर्तिं विमलपरमहंसं रामकृष्णं भजामः. Let us meditate on Vimala, the stainless great swan, Paramahamsa, in the form of Sri Ramakrishna, in our own heart. Hridaya Kamala, the lotus resembling our heart, on which is seated Nityam Anandamurtim, the eternally blissful divine being called Sri Ramakrishna. Meditate, meditate, meditate with full devotion, concentration and Shraddha, faith. Think of the good of all people. Think of the health of all people, welfare of all people, happiness of all people on this auspicious, sacred Makara Sankranti festival in the whole country in different names different tastes, but the principle is the one. A new harvest, a new life of purity, sincerity, dedication, and spiritual value. Please repeat the universal prayer. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu niramayah. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Spread this powerful, pure, holistic message to all people, known and unknown, whether they are in Uttarakhand, whether they are in Jammu Kashmir, whether they are in Northeast, whether they are in Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Bengal, Maharashtra, Gujarat. Try to think of all the states, all the people, our own brothers and sisters. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah. May all live happily. May all live peacefully. May all be healthy. May all be enlightened. May all see what is good. Do what is useful to others. Let there be peace in my family, friends, relatives, neighbors, society, state, country, community. So many things are there which we are connected with. Once again offer salutations at the lotus feet of Sri Ramakrishna, Ma Sharada, Swami Vivekananda, your spiritual teacher, spiritual guru, and pray for others. Offer your salutations to others, seeing the manifestation of God everywhere. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityor Ma Amrutangamaya. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Let us chant the Sangha Suktam. Please repeat. Om Sangachadvam Samvadadvam Samvomanam Sijanatam Deva Bhagai Yatha Purve Sanjanana Upasate Samano Mantraha Samitihi Samani Samanam Manaha Sahachittamesham Samanam Mantra Abhimantrayevaha Samanena vo havisha juhomi Nena vo havisha juhomi Samaniva Akutihi Samana hridayanivaha Samanamastu vo mano Yathavassu suhasasi. May you move in harmony, speak in one voice, let your minds be in agreement. Just as the ancient gods shared their portion of sacrifice, may our purpose be the same. May we all be of one mind. In order for such unity to form, I offer a common prayer. May our intentions and aspirations be alike, so that a common objective unifies us all. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. As we celebrate, observe all over the country Makara Sankranti today, already in our 15 days of this year, we have seen three important festivals in Ramakrishna Mission. The first is on 1st itself, 1st January, Kalpataru Divas, Kalpataru Dinam, Sri Ramakrishna's self-revelation day. Thousands of people in various centers of the Ramakrishna Math, because it's an internal function, internal celebration, internal meditation, puja of the Ramakrishna Mission. Outside it is a new year, English New Year, people visiting temples and mosques or churches or gurudwaras or Buddha viharas. Everything was done. But we went deeper, thought of Sri Ramakrishna as our Ishta Devata, and prayed to him, and he blessed us. He continues to bless us. Tumader Chaitanya Hok. May your spiritual consciousness be awakened. That was his Mahamantra. So that was on 1st. Then we had National Youth Day, Swamiji's birthday, according to the English calendar on which he was born, 12th of January 1863. But Swamiji is not just a social figure, not just a community leader outside, but he is a spiritual giant, spiritual personality. So we worship him on his Tithi Puja. That was yesterday, 161st Tithi Puja, Janma Tithi. Seeking his blessings, and today is Makara Sankranti for us. So within these 15 days, you see so much of spiritual sadhana, spiritual experiences, spiritual values, spiritual vibrations. And it will continue. It will continue. Next month we have Shivaratri, we have Sri Ramakrishna's Janmatiti celebrations. We'll have so many things coming up. For what? These celebrations, these utsavams, these festivals should not become a ritual, should not just become a tradition. No, it goes on next year also. So once we restrict it to a tradition, once we restrict it to just another puja, then what is called spiritual stagnation takes place. Instead of growing up and deeper, our life will just become horizontal. The energy is dissipated. The energy is evaporated. So to be very, very careful, very cautious and alert. Preparing for the next festival, preparing for the next puja, preparing for the next Janmatiti. Whether it's in the Hindu Sampradayam of Krishna Janmashtami, Ganesha Chaturthi, Durga, Navaratri, etc., or internal Sri Ramakrishna, Mother, Swamiji, we have to be prepared. That is called spiritual growth. From Pashutvam, Manushyatvam. From Manushyatvam we come to Daivatvam. That is the goal, as Sri Ramakrishna said. That is the goal which Swamiji said. Rise, awake and stop not till the goal is reached. One goal is Vyavaharika, physiological. The second goal is educational, where you will study, what you will study. Third is the social status, social esteem. You are a CEO, you are a IT, you are doctor, you are engineer, somebody is a tailor, somebody is a driver. His status in the society, he is aiming for a better status, better identity, better facilities, more contacts, more friends. But the real identity, real status will be when we reach that spiritual identity called self-actualization. In one stroke, Sri Ramakrishna said, that is your goal. That is your destiny. So immediate goals, quickly we have to fulfill. That is why these celebrations will help us. These pujas will help us. These festivals will help us. And this has been going on thousands of years. Suddenly Sankranti is not introduced. Suddenly some puja is not introduced. It has come down. Handed down to us by our forefathers. So we have to concentrate on this day by day. So if we calculate 365 days minus 15, we have only 350 days in 2023. Technically speaking, already countdown starts. Countdown of our journey. So if when we are alert, we can do more work in less time. If we are casual and just eat, sleep, work and wait for death, then there is no fun. There is no challenge. There is no anandam. It's only stress and strain at 5 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the night. So whom are we worshipping? Whom are we meditating on? Sri Ramakrishna, his mission, his cause. What does Devendranath Majumdar say? Bhavabhaya bhanjana purusha niranjana ratipati ganjana kari yati jana ranjana manomatha kandana jaya bhava bandhana hari. Destroyer of the fear of worldly life, Bhavabhaya bhanjana. Khandana bhava bandhana, here it is Bhavabhaya bhanjana. Who is he on whom we are meditating, praying and doing arati every day? The supreme stainless person, Niranjana. Ratipati Ganjana, destroyer of lust. Yati Jana Ranjana, Yati, those who have given up. The monks or people who have sacrificed their luxuries and personal desires. Yati Jana Ranjana, the delight of all self-disciplined people. Manomadha Kandana, the destroyer of the worldly inebriations of the mind, the mada in the mind, the arrogance in the mind, the speed of the mind. Sri Ramakrishna controlled the speed of the mind. Don't go too fast, don't go in wrong direction. That is the mada. Mano mada khandana. See the terms, see the meditative value. When we see Sri Ramakrishna, immediately the stotra should come to our mind. That is the flash. That is the real test. Once more, to such a Ramakrishna, victory be to that remover of all bondage of worldliness. Jaya bhavabandhana hari. What is the first words? Bhavabhaya bhanjana. Last words? Bhavabandhana hari. Bhavabhaya bhanjana purusha niranjana ratipati ganjana kari. He is the cause of the destruction of lust. Yati jana ranjana manomada khandana jaya bhava bandhana hari. I'll read the meaning again. Please think deeply. Listen carefully. Destroyer of the fear of worldly life, the supreme taintless person, the destroyer of lust, the delight of all self-disciplined people, the destroyer of the worldly inebriations of the mind. Victory be to that remover of all bondage of worldliness. The next shloka says, Jaya Jana Palaka Suradala Nayaka Jaya Jaya Vishwavidhata Chirashubha Sadaka Matimala Pavaka Jaya Chita Samshaya Trata. What is the meaning? Jaya Jana Palaka, victory to the protector of the people, Jana Palaka. Then Suradalanayaka, leader of the gods, Suras, Asuras, demons, Suras, gods. Leader of the gods, victory, victory, Jaya, Jaya, Vishwavidhata, Lord of the universe, guiding force of the universe, Vidhata. Chirashubha Sadaka, ever a source of good for men. Matimala Pavaka, the purifier of the taints of the mind. Chitta Samshaya Trata, Jaya Chitta Samshaya Trata. Victory to him who destroys the doubts of the mind. Once more, these are meditative shlokas, these are. Jaya Jana Palaka, Suradala Nayaka, Jaya Jaya Vishwavidhata, Chira Shubha Sadaka, Matimala Pavaka, Jaya Chitta Samshaya Trata. Victory to the protector of the people, to the leader of the gods, victory, victory to the Lord of the universe, ever a source of good for men, the purifier of the taints of the mind, victory to him who destroys the doubts of the mind. Please repeat this shloka so that it will remain in your mind at least for some time. Bhava Bhaya Bhanjana, Purusha Niranjana, Ratipati Ganjanakari, Yati Jana Ranjana, Manomatha Kandana, Jaya Bhava Bandhana Hari, Jaya Jana Palaka, Suradala Nayaka, Jaya Jaya Vishwavidhata, Chira Shubha Sadaka, Matimala Pavaka, Jaya Chitta Samshaya Trata. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. That is how we pray, we meditate, we do bhajana of this beautiful song, Sri Ramakrishna Jayashtakam, Devendranath Majumdar, Sri Ramakrishna's disciple, and they are all understood Sri Ramakrishna properly and put that into some shlokas, some words. Their bhava has come out in expression. Okay? So continuing further our discussion of lectures from Colombo to Almora, which we are celebrating 125 years, solid time of those lectures, Swamiji's new vision and mission, which we are supposed to take up seriously, sincerely, wholeheartedly, devotedly, and make our life blessed. Put them in the track of Swami Vivekananda. So what does he say? Swamiji moves from Ramanathapuram today to Paramakudi, another beautiful town in Tamil Nadu. They're all village towns on the bank of the Bay of Bengal. So there also he received lot of love, affection, big demonstration of their love through processions and through certificates. There Swamiji says in the course of the reply when they gave him the citation, we most earnestly pray to the All-Merciful that your holiness may long be spared to continue to bless and spiritualize the whole of mankind. With best regards, we beg to subscribe ourselves, your holiness, most obedient and devoted disciples and servants of Paramakudi. So Swamiji starts, he says, I am anxiously waiting for the day when mighty minds will arise, gigantic spiritual minds who will be ready to go forth from India to the ends of the world, to teach spirituality and renunciation. Those ideas which have come from the forests of India and belong to India alone. This is the first, wherever he goes, he is seeing that positivity, he is seeing that dynamic spirituality, which we should open our eyes, clean our eyes from cataract and see Swamiji's vision. That India we have to see. That's why these lectures have created so much of power generating source. They're all drying up. People were confused. So he says, I am waiting for such people. That means what? How our study should be. How our life should be. Whether it is Upanishads, whether Bhagavad Gita, whether the Shastras, whether it is Vedanta, a solid life Swamiji expects. He expects a life of Brahmacharyam, life of Kshatraviryam. First he expected life of physical strength, muscles of iron, nerves of steel. Okay. Don't be obsessed with the body. He said, inside which dwells the mind of the same material like that of the thunderbolt. So that strength is required, and knowledge also is very, very important. Expansion is life, contraction is death. So Shastradhyanam, so that we can able to discuss, able to share these powerful ideas with the people. So he says, I am anxiously waiting for the day when mighty minds will rise, gigantic spiritual minds who will be ready to go forth from India to the ends of the world to teach spirituality and renunciation. Those ideas which have come from the forests of India and which belong to India alone, it's like a copyright, like a patent, Upanishads, Gita, etc. That Swamiji wanted to be spread, to be taught. First teach yourself, then teach others also. Make your life in such programming of teaching oneself and teaching others. Then continues, he says here, there's so many beautiful ideas in this. 2 attempts have been made in the world. One is materialism, another is spirituality. The one was founded upon spirituality, the other on materialism. In another place he says Orientalism, Occidentalism. Orientals are this Asia, Japan, China, India, Sri Lanka, Thailand, Indonesia, Singapore, all these are called the Oriental civilization. The Occidentals crossing across the 7 seas, the Europeans, the Greeks, the Romans, all are Occidentals. We are Orientals. But some people in the Europe, they became Orientals by studying the Gita, Upanishads, philosophies. They came all the way in search of Vedas to India. So we should be proud of that knowledge and study them. Lot of time is there, traveling time and communicating time, so much is there. But only that inspiration is missing. Swamiji's inspiration is required. So he says here, the one looks beyond the horizon of this little material world and is bold enough to begin life there even apart from the other. The other, the second, is content to take its stand on the things of the world and expects to find a firm footing there. Curiously enough, it seems that at times the spiritual side prevails and then the materialistic side, in wave-like motions, different tides following each other. At one time, the full flood of materialistic ideas prevails, and everything in this life, prosperity, education, pleasure, food, will become glorious at first, and then will degrade and degenerate. Competition and merciless cruelty will be the watchword of the day. To quote a very commonplace and not very elegant proverb, everyone for himself and the devil take the hindmost becomes the motto of the day. Then people think that the whole scheme of life is a failure and the world will be destroyed had not spirituality come to the rescue and a helping hand to sink and lend a helping hand to sink to the sinking world. Then the world gets new hope and finds a new basis for a new building, and another wave of spirituality comes, which in time again declines. How will you understand this? Bhagavad Gita, yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam srujamyaham. One wave comes, it goes, again comes. Every 600 years this has been happening. Chaitanya Shankara came at that crucial period. Again it declined, went down. Suddenly another avatar, Sri Ramakrishna, comes and gives a big push. Why are you going down? Come up. Think of the mother. Make your life blessed. Serve the people. And he comes with a battalion. He comes with an army, Swamiji and others. Chaitanya, Nityananda, Goswamis all came and shook up the dry Advaita and dry philosophies and brought bhakti. Sri Ramakrishna came and brought all other things together, which were all lying under the ocean bed. He made it available for everybody, children to the great pandits. So the waves after waves will come, materialism will come, spirituality will come. When materialism increases, then there is a big havoc. Spirituality will save us. Then he continues in that the immediate effect of this is a reaction towards materialism, which opens the door to scores of exclusive claims until the time comes when not only all the spiritual powers of the race, but all its material powers and privileges are centered in the hands of the very few. And these few, standing on the necks of the mass of people, want to rule them. Then society has to help itself. Materialism comes to the rescue. In spirituality also there is a danger of fanaticism, danger of monopolizing the pujas and rituals, etc. Then materialism has to come and say, sword has to come. So the great Maharajas and great kings saved certain situations. They took up the responsibility. They did not leave it to the priests and to the other pujaris in the society. They gave darshan. They were guiding. Otherwise chaos. Sri Krishna mentions this. This is all prevalent. Suddenly this spirituality went into the mind of weak people, narrow-minded people. Then glani. That also is a cause. So clearly Swamiji explaining the situation in the whole world. Continuing there, materialism has come to the rescue of India in a certain sense by throwing open the doors of life to everyone, by destroying the exclusive privileges of caste, by opening up to discussion to inestimable treasures which were hidden away in the hands of a very few who have even lost the use of them. Half has been stolen and lost, and the other half which remains is in the hands of men who, like dogs in the manger, do not eat themselves and will not allow others to do so. On the other hand, the political system that we are struggling for in India have been in Europe for ages, have been tried for centuries, have been found wanting. One after another, the institutions, systems, everything connected with political government have been condemned as useless. Europe is restless, does not know where to turn. The material tyranny is tremendous. The wealth and power of a country are in the hands of a few men, monopolizing, who do not work but manipulate the work of millions of human beings. By this power, they can deluge the whole earth with blood. Religion and all things are under their feet. They rule and stand supreme. This is another problem. The materialism rises, these fellows become arrogant and no respect for dharma, no respect for karma, no respect for yoga. They will trample and fill the earth with blood. And this has happened throughout history. Whether on the ground of materialism or of intellect or of spirituality, the compensation that is given by the Lord to everyone impartially is exactly the same. Therefore, we must not think that we are the saviors of the world. We can teach the world a good many things, and we can learn a good many things from it too. We can teach the world only what it is waiting for. This is a warning. See, another important thing in Swamiji's Duradrashti, his vision and mission, farsight and foresight. Dive deep into Swamiji, you will understand. First is his experience of India awakening. His experience in Somnath, meditating in a cave in Dwaraka. There he saw a light emanating from the Himalayas to Kanyakumari, the whole country awakening. Swamiji, it seems, danced like a child, seeing his mother coming. Says, my mother is awakening, my mother is awakening. From meditation he got up. Then his meditation at Kanyakumari, 1892. Again he saw the vision. India will teach the world. First vision. Then second, he said, this is one. He says, Europe is sitting on a volcano of lust and luxury. It will crumble to pieces. prediction. Prediction. What is that prediction? The whole of Western civilization will crumble to pieces in the next 50 years. The next 50 years. 1897 he says. And it's a much more interesting point. If there is no spiritual foundation, it is hopeless and perfectly useless to attempt to govern mankind with the sword. You will find that the very centers from which such ideas as government by force sprang up are the very first centers to degrade, degenerate and crumble to pieces. Europe, the center of the manifestation of material energy, will crumble into dust within 50 years if she is not mindful to change her position. Change her position, to shift her ground and make spirituality the basis of her life. And what will save Europe? What will save Europe from disaster? He says it is the religion of the Upanishads. Yes, Swamiji's masterpiece, master strokes. How much faith he has in the Upanishads. How much faith he has in the Bhagavad Gita and our Dharma Shastras. Do we have it? Question mark, I have to see our face in the mirror and answer. We doubt our own scriptures. But look at this man, he is thundering 125 years ago. Europe will be saved by Upanishads. This is what was worrying Swamiji. And this even now, yes, some great teachers have come, they are going around, they are traveling, they are sacrificing their energy. But what about the masses? What about the others? This is also a warning. So first warning, first Swamiji's vision, India will awake. The second vision, second feeling or vision, Europe will crumble to pieces. It happened. It happened. First World War, crumbled to pieces. Second World War, crumbled to pieces. Vietnam War, crumbled to pieces. Gulf War, Cold Wars between Soviet Union and America. Observe what all happened or is happening because spirituality is neglected. Only commercialism, only materialism, only bhoga, lust, luxury. Nobody is happy there. Confusion everywhere. So this is a warning. You give up spirituality, in India also he says in Madras, like you give up spirituality, in 3 generations India will be destroyed. Thankfully we are not doing it. Or somebody will hit you. And he says here, continues, he says, with Hindus, Jains, Buddhists, in fact everywhere in India, there is the idea of a spiritual soul which is the receptacle of all power. And you know full well that there is not one system of philosophy in India which teaches you that you can get power or purity or perfection from outside. But they all tell you that these are your birthright, your nature. Impurity is a mere superimposition. But the real you is already perfect, already strong. You do not require any assistance to govern yourself. You are already self-restrained. What is your nature? What is my nature? What is the nature of all the people? Amrutatvam amrutasya putraha. And what is the nature according to Shankaracharya? Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Ananda Swarupaha. This is a patent. This is state powerful copyright. Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Ananda Swarupaha. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Nirvanashtakam. I am not this, I am not this, I am not this. What I am thinking that I am not. You are not. And Swamiji mentions in another lecture somewhere else also how that spirituality was taught by the mothers of India. And he gives the example of Rani Madalasa. She is putting her baby in the cradle and singing the song of moksha, singing the song of nirvana, of liberation. Nityosi buddhosi shuddhosi samsara maya parivarjitosi. Baby, it won't understand one word of that Sanskritam or that meaning, but it can feel. It won't understand, but it can feel because it is coming from the mother's lips. This is India, he says. These are the mothers who saved our culture, he says. Then you see, inside that little crawling worm, purugu, poka, what is there? Infinite energy is there. Infinite power, infinite knowledge is there. It will have to be manifested. This is the one great truth India has to teach to the world, because it is nowhere else. It is nowhere else. This is spirituality, the science of the soul. What makes a man stand up and work? Strength, strength, strength. If there is one word that you find coming out like a bomb from the Upanishads, bursting like a bombshell upon masses of ignorance, it is the word fearlessness. And the only religion that ought to be taught is the religion of fearlessness. Paramakudi lecture. It is fear that brings misery, fear that brings death, fear that breeds evil. And what causes fear? Ignorance of our own nature. Avivekam. What is your nature? Nitya Shuddha Buddha Muktananda Swarupa. But nobody tells that. That is why ignorance of our nature, that brings fear, that brings death, that brings evil, he continues. And in the last paragraph, your nature is pure, it may be hidden for millions of eons, but at last it will conquer and come out. Therefore, the Advaita brings hope to everyone and not despair. Its teachings is not through fear, it teaches not of devils, are always on the watch to snatch you off. If you miss your footing, it has nothing to do with devils, but says that you have taken your fate in your own hands. Your own karma has manufactured for you this body, and nobody did it for you. Uddhared atmanatmanam, atmanam avasadayet, atmaiva hyatmano bandhu. You are your own friend if you think of the nature. You are your own enemy if you think only of matter. Your spirituality in a certain sense will have to form the basis of this new order of society. Write it down in your minds. Spirituality will have to form the basis of the new order of society. A new programming, a new path, spirituality will make it. If I had more time, I could show you how the West has yet more to learn from some of the conclusions of the Advaita. For in these days of the materialistic science, the ideal of the personal God does not count for much. But yet, even if a man has a very crude form of religion and wants temples and forms, he can have as many as he likes. If he wants a personal God to love, to worship, to pray, to do his puja, that is also fine. He can get the noblest ideas of personal worship. Narada Bhakti Sutras. And he continues, noblest ideas. He need not go anywhere else in the world. If a man wants to be a rationalist and satisfy his reason, it is also here that he can find the most rational ideas of the impersonal, personal, impersonal. With form or without form. With guna or without guna. With form or with guna. Any combination you find, people can be satisfied. People can attain that spirituality. So with that idea, Swamiji concludes his Paramakudi lecture. Next week, etc., we will go for the other lectures. Small summaries because it is celebration of these lectures. When we are sitting together, personally we can read, you can read, I can read, everybody can read. But in a class we should read together. That makes Swamiji's teachings much more brighter and stronger also. Last point is continuing. See, the mission. You people are coming and going okay. When we go deeper and deeper, there are so many things. 125 years of Ramakrishna Mission. How many of you are thinking? How many of you are studying? How many of you are working on this? Both online and offline. Everybody has got responsibility, whether the boy here or whether the amma there, whether the last person there, whether visitors outside. Everybody are stakeholders. The moment you come inside and get some prasadam or buy a book, don't think it is just a compound wall, Ramakrishna Mission, I come for Arati, Bhajana, Puja and go. No, sir. See the first point. 1897, May 1st when it started, very low volume of vibrations of political freedom. 1857, first war of independence, Lakshmi Bai and others vijrumbinchesaru it. Oh, big, the whole people thought we'll be free in 1857. Lord allows here to run away. Lord Canning came, another Viceroy, Governor General. He, clever fellow, he manipulated and he got Jhansi and close, chapter close. East India Company became British Raj. The British Empire took over. And it became 90 years, almost 1 century for freedom. But in between, after 40 years, what happened? Swamiji's call for freedom through these lectures. Like this is the freedom call of Swamiji. Started in, what you call, Kumbakonam, Tanjavur. That gave a new call. The next 50 years, let Mother India be your God, he said. People, woke up. Young people came out of their colleges, boycotted the classes. India, India, Bharata, Bharata, Bharata. And that went deep into Dhaka, into Bangladesh, Chittagong. Mighty warrior, young people, 12 years, 14 years, 16 years. They read Swamiji. They saw Swamiji. They took the bullets, took the hand, went to the jails, suffered, sacrificed, were tortured. Vande Mataram and Swamiji. Vande Mataram and Swamiji. Ramakrishna Mission was considered as this one of freedom movement. Hideout. The whole night time they used to come and stay in Belur Math. And in the villages they used to go and stay with Mother Sharada Devi in Jairambati. Mother Sharada Devi used to feed them. They are my children. Used to protect them. So in that way Ramakrishna Mission's contribution may not be direct because it is a spiritual organization. This is a political organization. Everybody is welcome for us. So it gave a national renaissance for freedom movement at that time. Then the second thing that mission is doing or continue to do 125 years is the social awareness. Samajika parignanam. About health, about education, about values, about society, social awareness, what is happening outside. It has to be communicated to the people. The Sunday classes or weekly classes or Swami is going around the whole state, city on invitation. How much people traveled? Social awareness. And initiated a mass of educational movement across the length and breadth of the country. Education, education, education. Swamiji says in Colombo Talmor lectures. Traveling to entire Europe, I found the difference between India and Europe is education, education, education. Then third point. The mission gave a new gospel of service to Indian society. Seva Bhavam, Seva Dharma, first time Swamiji uses in Colombo Dharma, Seva Dharma, the religion of service. Forget Hindu, Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, take up Seva Dharma. How to do that? Through hospitals, healthcare, through poverty alleviation projects, well-organized service centers, relief and rehabilitation work. But one undercurrent, main thing is spirituality, sadhana. Ramakrishna Mission is not a NGO. Many people are doing that mistake. I have heard several times. From IAS officers I have learned. We have to correct them. I corrected them. Many Swamis corrected them on stage. Says, no, you are wrong, sir. We are spiritual sevaks. We are not social workers. First is meditation, first is spirituality, then service. And service of God in man. Ishavasyam idam sarvam. Sarvata panipadam tat sarvata shishiromukam. Gita 13th chapter. Or Vibhuti Yoga 10th chapter. Or seeing everything as the darshana of the Lord. Vishrupa darshana 11th chapter. It comes here. Yesterday we did. Some of you might have seen. Why we should do? This is practical Vedanta. So Swamiji's work. Then another important thing, educational, healthcare, then social awareness, indirectly working for the political freedom of the country. The most important thing comes here through Sri Ramakrishna, Mother and Swamiji. The awakening of spiritual consciousness in the whole world by Tumadir Chaitanya Hook. By yoga philosophy, karma yoga, gnana yoga, bhakti yoga, raja yoga, Swamiji awakened the spiritual consciousness not just in Bengal or Andhra or Telangana, but in the whole world. Spirituality is your birthright. Hold on to that. Just now we read, the only religion that ought to be taught is the religion of fearlessness, which comes from the Upanishads. Spirituality, that is the basis of a hospital. A hospital can be a temple. Please think about it. A hospital can be a temple or should be a temple. And a temple should be a hospital. Hospital should be a temple and temple should become a hospital. And does it mean we make rooms here and put pathology and orthopedics in the temple? No. Those who come with stress, those who come with agony, those who come with samsara tapatraya is a temple. Silent transformation. And that is a temple because there paracetamol is given as if I am giving a flower to God. An injection is given as if I am giving one vastram to God. This is spirituality in action, which Swamiji taught us, which Sri Ramakrishna taught us. Why Swamiji? Sri Ramakrishna taught us. Sri Ramakrishna taught Vivekananda how to serve. Then, you see, it is his Punya Sankalpa. Whose Punya Sankalpa? Sri Ramakrishna's Sankalpa. Sitting in that small room in Dakshineshwar. Sacred resolution that has taken concrete form of this organization. Each monastic member is working hard and tirelessly, trying to put into practice his vision of serving God in human beings. That's why Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. Then there are so many problems, so many disturbances, so many challenges. If you speak 19th century, end it started, 1897. 100 years in 20th century, 1900 to 2000. And now this 23 years in 21st century. So total 125 years of a monastic organization, things have changed. 1897 to 1947. 1947 till 1997, another 50 years. And from 1997, 2023, January 15, 25 years. We have to study history and Ramakrishna Mission's contribution in this way. You people should do research work because this is only Sunday class, 6 days is with you time. See the websites of the Ramakrishna orders, of different centers, how Arunachal Pradesh started a school, invited by Indira Gandhi. We did not want. Indira Gandhi came to Belur Math, came to Ranganathanji and said, please, otherwise we will be in difficulty in the northeast. It will be cut off from India. So our Swamis went and sacrificed their life. What they got? Insults. What they got? Did you give them one banana? They were assault on their life. Many were tortured by the tribals or by the Christian converting missionaries in the south, northeast. So much suffering is there. But still they stood like a rock of Gibraltar. They stood the testing times. That is also based on spirituality. So challenges were there. Questions I will put before you. Next time we will answer that. Relevance of the extensive service being rendered by the mission. How pertinent and important is the role of the mission in 21st century? What are the new challenges that the mission is facing in India and elsewhere? Response of the mission to the evolving situation, to the changing situation. How beneficial and efficacious will the activities of the mission be in the present century? These are all questions to be answered by devotees also, by stakeholders. Not one-way traffic, please. That is why I thought this should be understood in detail after 125 years. What Ramakrishna Mission did, what it is doing, and what all of us can do in the future another 100 years. So this is the subject matter to be dealt in detail. We'll take up as much as possible by the grace of God. We'll meet next Sunday. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Jai Ramakrishna.
नमो वचनैकाधार, प्रभु मन वचनैकाधार। ज्योतिर्ज्योति उज्ज्वल दिगंधर, ज्योतिर्ज्योति उज्ज्वल दिगंधर। तुमि तम भंजनहार, प्रभु तुमि तम भंजनहार। हृदय दिलंग रंग भंग बाजे, संग संग मृदंग। हृदय दिलंग रंग भंग बाजे, संग संग मृदंग। गायित छंद भक्त वृंद, आरती तुमार। गायित छंद भक्त वृंद, आरती तुमार। जय जय आरती तुमार, हर हर आरती तुमार। शिव शिव आरती तुमार।
ॐ ह्रीं ऋतं त्वमचलो गुणजे गुणेभ्यः नक्तं दिवं सकरुणं तव पादपद्मं मोहङ्कषं बहुकृतं न भजेयतोऽहं तस्मात् त्वमेव शरणं मम दीनबन्धो। भक्तिर्भगश्च भजनं भवभेदकारे गच्छन्त्यलं सुविपुलं गमनाय तत्त्वं। वक्त्रोद्धृतोऽपि हृदये न च भाति किञ्चित् तस्मात् त्वमेव शरणं मम दीनबन्धो। तेजस्तरन्ति तरसा त्वयि तृप्ता तृष्णा रागे कृते ऋतपथे त्वयि रामकृष्णे मर्त्यामृतं तव पदं मरणोर्मे नाशम् तस्मात् त्वमेव शरणं मम दीनबन्धो। कृत्यं करोति कलुषं कुहकान्तकारे श्नान्तं शिवं सुविमलं तव नामानार्थ यस्मादहं त्वशरणो जगदेकगम्या तस्मात् त्वमेव शरणं मम दीनबन्धो। ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतार वरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। ॐ नमः श्री भगवते रामकृष्णाय नमो नमः। ॐ नमः श्री भगवते रामकृष्णाय नमो नमः। ॐ नमः श्री भगवते रामकृष्णाय नमो नमः। मांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थ साधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते। सृष्टि स्थिति विनाशानां शक्ति भूते सनातनी गुणाश्रये गुणमाये नारायणी नमोस्तुते। शरणागत दीनार्ता परित्राण परायणे सर्वस्यार्थे हरे देवे नारायणी नमोस्तुते। जय नारायणी नमोस्तुते। जय नारायणी नमोस्तुते। जय नारायणी नमोस्तुते। जय नारायणी नमोस्तुते। विकृतिं परमाम् अभयां वरदां नररूपधरां जनतापहरं शरणागतसेवकतोषकरीं प्रणमामि परां जननीं जगतां गुणहीनसुताम् अपराधयुतां कृपयाद्य समुद्धर मोहगतां तरणीं भवसागरपारकरीं प्रणमामि परां जननीं जगतां विषयं कुसुमं परिहृत्य सदा चरणाम्बुरुहामृतशान्तिसुधां पिबवृन्दमानो भवरोगहरां प्रणमामि परां जननीं जगतां कृपां कुरु महादेवी सुतेषु प्रणतेषु च शरणाश्रयदानेन कृपामयि नमोऽस्तु ते लज्जापटावृते नित्यं शारदे ज्ञानदायिके पापेभ्यो नः सदा रक्ष कृपामयि नमोऽस्तु ते रामकृष्णगतप्राणां तन्नाम श्रवणप्रियां तद्भावरञ्जिताकारां प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः पवित्रं चरितं यस्याः पवित्रं जीवनं तथा पवित्रता स्वरूपिण्यै तस्यै कुर्मो नमो नमः देवीं प्रसन्नां प्रणतादिहन्त्रीं योगीन्द्रपूजां युगधर्मपात्रीं तां शारदां भक्तिविज्ञानदां दया स्वरूपां प्रणमामि नित्यं स्नेहेन बध्नासि मानोस्मदेयं दोषानशेषान् सगुणीकरोषि आहेतुनानो दयसे सदोषान् स्वाङ्गे गृहीत्वा यदिदं विचित्रं प्रसीद मातर्विनयेन याचे नित्यं भव स्नेहवते सुतेषु प्रेमैकबिन्दुं चिरदग्धचित्ते विषिञ्च चित्तं कुरु न सुशान्तं जननीं शारदां देवी रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयोः श्रित्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः
పేజ్ 5, పేజ్ నెంబర్ 5.
अजं निर्विकल्पं निराकारमेकम् अजं निर्विकल्पं निराकारमेकं निरानन्दमानन्दमद्वैतपूर्णं
निरानन्दमानन्दमद्वैतपूर्णं
परं निर्गुणं निर्विशेषं निरीहं
परं निर्गुणं निर्विशेषं निरीहं
परं निर्गुणं निर्विशेषं निरीहं परं
निर्गुणं निर्विशेषं निरीहं
परब्रह्मरूपं गणेशं भजे मा
परब्रह्मरूपं गणेशं भजे मा
परब्रह्मरूपं गणेशं भजे मा परब्रह्मरूपं गणेशं भजे मा गुणातीतमानं चिदानन्दरूपं गुणातीतमानं
चिदानन्दरूपं
चिदाभासकं सर्वगं ज्ञानगम्यं चिदाभासकं
सर्वगं
ज्ञानगम्यं मुनिध्येयमाकाशरूपं परेशं
मुनिध्येयमाकाशरूपं परेशं
मुनिध्येयमाकाशरूपं परेशं मुनिध्येयमाकाशरूपं परेशं परब्रह्मरूपं गणेशं भजे मा
परब्रह्मरूपं गणेशं भजे मा
जगत्कारणं कारण ज्ञानरूपं जगत्कारणं
कारणज्ञानरूपं
सुरादिं सुखादिं गुणेशं गणेशं सुरादिं सुखादिं
गुणेशं गणेशं
जगत्कारणं कारण ज्ञानरूपं जगत्कारणं
कारणज्ञानरूपं
सुरादिं सुखादिं गुणेशं गणेशं सुरादिं सुखादिं
गुणेशं गणेशं
जगद्व्यापिनं विश्ववन्द्यं सुरेशं
जगद्व्यापिनं विश्ववन्द्यं सुरेशं
जगद्व्यापिनं विश्ववन्द्यं सुरेशं जगद्व्यापिनं
विश्ववन्द्यं सुरेशं
परब्रह्मरूपं गणेशं भजेम परब्रह्मरूपं गणेशं भजेम परब्रह्मरूपं गणेशं भजेम परब्रह्मरूपं गणेशं भजेम।
పేజ్ 36 36
गौरांगा गौरांगारधांग गंगातरंगे जोगी महाजोग कारुपराजे गौरांग अर्धांग गंगातरंगे जोगी महाजोग कारुपराजे गौरांगा गौरांगारधांग गंगातरंगे जोगी महाजोग कारुपराजे गौरांगा चाल मुंडमाल बागछाल वागछाल मुंडमाल शशिभाल करताल वागछाल मुंडमाल शशिभाल करताल वागछाल मुंडमाल शशिभाल करताल वागछाल
मुंडमाल शशिभाल करताल
ताडे कडिमिडिमिक ताडे कडिमिडिमिक डिमिडमरु बाजे ताडे कडिमिडिमिक डिमिडमरु बाजे गौरांगा गौरांगारधांग गंगातरंगे जोगी महाजोग कारूपराजे गौरांगा अंबर बाघांबर दिगंबर जटाजूट फणिधर भुजंगेश अंग विभूति छाजे अंबर बाघांबर दिगंबर जटाजूट फणिधर भुजंगेश अंग विभूति छाजे अंबर बाघांबर दिगंबर जटाजूट फणिधर भुजंगेश अंग विभूति छाजे अंबर दिगंबर जटाजूट फणिधर भुजंगेश अंग विभूति छाजे वाणी विलास तू वधाता विधाता वाणी विलास तू वधाता विधाता वाणी विलास तो वधाता विधाता वाणी विलास तो वधाता विधाता जाता सकल दुख सदा शिव विराजे जाता सकल दुख सदा शिव विराजे गौरांगा गौरांगारदांग गंगातरंगे योगी महायोग्य कारूपराजे गौरांगा गौरांगारदांग गंगातरंगे योगी समजोग कारो पराजे गौरांगा गौरांगा गौरांगा। जय शिव शंकर नमामि शंकर जय शिव शंकर नमामि शंकर जय शिव शंकर नमामि शंकर
जय शिव शंकर नमामि शंकर
शिव शंकर शंभो शिव शंकर शिव शंकर शंभो शिव
शंकर शंभो
जय गिरिजापति भवानी शंकर जय गिरिजापति
भवानी शंकर
जय गिरिजापति भवानी शंकर जय गिरिजापति
भवानी शंकर
भवानी शंकर भवानी शंकर जय गिरिजापति भवानी शंकर
जय गिरिजापति भवानी शंकर
शिव शंकर शंभो शिव शंकर शंभो शिव शंकर शंभो
शिव शंकर शंभो
शिव शंकर शंभो
शिव शंकर शंभो
शिव शंकर शंभो
शिव शंकर शंभो
शिव शंकर शंभो शिव शंकर शंभो शिव शंकर शंभो
शिव शंकर शंभो
जय शिव शंकर नमामि शंकर जय शिव शंकर नमामि शंकर जय शिव शंकर नमामि शंकर जय शिव शंकर
नमामि शंकर
शिव शंकर शंभो शिव शंकर शंभो शिव शंकर शंभो
शिव शंकर शंभो
जय शिव शंकर नमामि शंकर 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 शिव शंकर शंभो
शिव शंकर शंभो
जय गिरिजापति भवानी शंकर जय गिरिजापति भवानी शंकर जय गिरिजापति भवानी शंकर जय गिरिजापति भवानी शंकर भवानी शंकर भवानी शंकर भवानी शंकर
भवानी शंकर
जय गिरिजापति भवानी शंकर
जय गिरिजापति भवानी शंकर
शिव शंकर शंभो
शिव शंकर शंभो
शिव शंकर శివశంకర శంభో
శివశంకర శంభో
శివశంకర శంభో
శివశంకర శంభో
శివశంకర శంభో
శివశంకర శంభో శివశంకర శంభో శివశంకర శంభో శివశంకర శంభో శివశంకర శంభో శివశంకర శంభో
పేజ్ 90 90.
నల్లనిదౌనా మానస మధుపము నల్లనిదౌనా మానస మధుపము ఉల్లాసంబుగలాగి వేయబడే నల్లనిదౌనా మానస మధుపము ఉల్లాసంబుగలాగి వేయబడే నల్లనిదౌనా మానస మధుపము తల్లి శ్యామ పద నీరజమునకు తల్లి శ్యామ పద నీరజమునకు ఉల్లమురంజిల జేయు విధముగా తల్లి శ్యామ పద నీరజమునకు ఉల్లమురంజిల జేయు విధముగా నల్లనిదౌనా మానస మధుపము ఉల్లాసంబుగలాగి వేయబడే నల్లనిదౌనా మానస మధుపము నీలకంధరుని రాణియ కాళీ నీలకంధరుని రాణియ కాళీ నీలకమలమే కాళి పాదము నీలకంధరుని రాణియ కాళీ నీలకమలమే కాళి పాదము గ్రోలిన మధుకరి రుచి లేకుండుటచే గ్రోలిన మధుకరి రుచి లేకుండుటచే వ్రాలదు వాంఛా సుమముల మీదకు గ్రోలిన మధుకరి రుచి లేకుండుటచే వ్రాలదు వాంఛా సుమముల మీదకు నల్లనిదౌనా మానస మధుపము ఉల్లాసంబుగలాగి వేయబడే నల్లనిదౌనా మానస మధుపము నల్లగనుండును అమ్మ పాదములు నల్లగనుండును అమ్మ పాదములు నల్లనిదేనా మానస మధుపము నల్లగనుండును అమ్మ పాదములు నల్లనిదేనా మానస మధుపము నల్లని ఒకటై ఉన్న మర్మము నల్లని ఒకటై ఉన్న మర్మము అల్లనగని నా కన్నులు మరలెను నల్లని ఒకటై ఉన్న మర్మము అల్లనగని నా కన్నులు మరలెను నల్లనిదౌనా మానస మధుపము ఉల్లాసంబుగలాగి వేయబడి నల్లనిదౌనా మానస మధుపము అంతమునందు తీరెను కమలా కాంతుని ఆశలు సుఖ దుఃఖములచే అంతమునందు తీరెను కమలా కాంతుని ఆశలు దుఃఖములచే ఎంతయు కదలక ఓలలాడెను ఎంతయు కదలక ఓలలాడెను అంతములేని ఆనందాంబుధి ఎంతయు కదలక ఓలలాడెను అంతములేని ఆనందాంబుధి నల్లనిదౌనా మానస మధుపము ఉల్లాసంబుగలాగి వేయబడి నల్లనిదౌనా మానస మధుపము తల్లి శ్యామ పద నీరజమునకు తల్లి శ్యామ పద నీరజమునకు ఉల్లమురంజిలజేయు విధముగా నల్లని దౌనా మానస మధుపము ఉల్లాసంబుగలాగి వేయబడి నల్లనిదౌనా మానస మధుపము నల్లనిదౌనా మానస మధుపము.
రెండు 206. जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे, 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 जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे. दशरथ नंदन राम नमो, वसुदेव नंदन कृष्ण नमो, दशरथनन्दन राम नमो वसुदेवनन्दन कृष्ण नमो जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे
जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे
कौसल्यतनया राम नमो देवकी नंदन कृष्ण नमो कौसल्यतनया राम नमो देवकी नंदन कृष्ण नमो जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे 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 सीतारमण श्री राम नमो राधारमण श्री कृष्ण नमो सीतारमण श्री राम नमो राधारमण श्री कृष्ण नमो जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे
जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे
रावण मर्दन राम नमो कंस विमर्दन कृष्ण नमो रावण मर्दन राम नमो
कंस विमर्दन कृष्ण नमो
जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे जय जय राम कृष्ण
हरे जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे
राम नमो सीता राम नमो कृष्ण नमो राधा कृष्ण नमो राम नमो सीता राम नमो कृष्ण नमो राधा कृष्ण नमो जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे
जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे
जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे दशरथनन्दन राम नमो वसुदेवनन्दन कृष्ण नमो दशरथनन्दन राम नमो वसुदेवनन्दन कृष्ण नमो जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे जय जय
राम कृष्ण हरे जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे
कौसल्यतनया राम नमो देवकी नंदन कृष्ण नमो कौसल्यतनया राम नमो देवकी नंदन कृष्ण नमो जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे 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 राम नमो सीता राम नमो कृष्ण नमो राधा कृष्ण नमो राम नमो सीता राम नमो कृष्ण नमो राधा कृष्ण नमो जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे 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 333 ರಾಗಿ ತಂದಿರ್ಯಾ ಭಿಕ್ಷಕೆ ರಾಗಿ ತಂದಿರ್ಯಾ 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 ಯೋಗ್ಯರಾಗಿ ಭೋಗ್ಯರಾಗಿ ಭಾಗ್ಯವಂತ ರಾಗಿ ನೀವು ರಾಗಿ ತಂದಿರ್ಯಾ ಭಿಕ್ಷಕೆ ರಾಗಿ ತಂದಿರ್ಯಾ ರಾಗಿ ತಂದಿರ್ಯಾ ಭಿಕ್ಷಕೆ ರಾಗಿ ತಂದಿರ್ಯಾ ಯೋಗ್ಯರಾಗಿ ಭೋಗ್ಯರಾಗಿ ಭಾಗ್ಯವಂತರಾಗಿ ನೀವು ರಾಗಿ ತಂದಿರ್ಯಾ ಭಿಕ್ಷಕೆ ರಾಗಿ ತಂದಿರ್ಯಾ ರಾಗಿ ತಂದಿರ್ಯಾ ಭಿಕ್ಷಕೆ ರಾಗಿ ತಂದಿರ್ಯಾ ಅನ್ನದಾನವ ಮಾಡುವರಾಗಿ ಅನ್ನ ಛತ್ರವ ಇಟ್ಟವರಾಗಿ ಅನ್ನದಾನವ ಮಾಡುವರಾಗಿ ಅನ್ನ ಛತ್ರವ ಇಟ್ಟವರಾಗಿ ಅನ್ಯವಾರ್ತೆಯ ಬಿಟ್ಟವರಾಗಿ ಅನುದಿನ ಭಜನೆಯ ಮಾಡುವರಾಗಿ ರಾಗಿ ತಂದಿರ್ಯಾ ಭಿಕ್ಷಕೆ ರಾಗಿ ತಂದಿರ್ಯಾ ರಾಗಿ ತಂದಿರ್ಯಾ ಭಿಕ್ಷಕೆ ರಾಗಿ ತಂದಿರ್ಯಾ ಮಾತಾಪಿತರನ್ನು ಸೇವಿಪರಾಗಿ ಪಾಪ ಕಾರ್ಯವ ಬಿಟ್ಟವರಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಪಿತರ ಸೇವಿಪರಾಗಿ ಪಾಪ ಕಾರ್ಯವ ಬಿಟ್ಟವರಾಗಿ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯ ಬಾಳನು ಬಾಳುವರಾಗಿ ನೀತಿ ಮಾರ್ಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಖ್ಯಾತರಾಗಿ ರಾಗಿ ತಂದಿರ್ಯಾ ಭಿಕ್ಷಕೆ ರಾಗಿ ತಂದಿರ್ಯಾ ರಾಗಿ ತಂದಿರ್ಯಾ ಭಿಕ್ಷಕೆ ರಾಗಿ ತಂದಿರ್ಯಾ ಗುರುಕಾರುಣ್ಯವ ಪಡೆದವರಾಗಿ ಗುರುವಾಕ್ಯವನ್ನು ಪಾಲಿಪರಾಗಿ ಗುರುವಾಕ್ಯವ ಪಡೆದವರಾಗಿ ಗುರುವಾಕ್ಯವನ್ನು ಪಾಲಿಪರಾಗಿ ಗುರುವಿನ ಪಾದವ ಸ್ಮರಿಸುವರಾಗಿ ಪರಮ ಪುಣ್ಯವ ಮಾಡುವರಾಗಿ ರಾಗಿ ತಂದಿರ್ಯಾ ಭಿಕ್ಷಕೆ ರಾಗಿ ತಂದಿರ್ಯಾ ರಾಗಿ ತಂದಿರ್ಯಾ ಭಿಕ್ಷಕೆ ರಾಗಿ ತಂದಿರ್ಯಾ ಕಾಮಕ್ರೋಧವ ಅಳಿದವರಾಗಿ ನೇಮನಿಷ್ಠೆಗಳ ಮಾಡುವರಾಗಿ ಕಾಮಕ್ರೋಧವ ಅಳಿದವರಾಗಿ ನೇಮನಿಷ್ಠೆಗಳ ಮಾಡುವರಾಗಿ ರಾಮನಾಮವ ಜಪಿಸುವರಾಗಿ ಪ್ರೇಮದಿ ಕುಣಿದಾಡುವರಾಗಿ ರಾಗಿ ತಂದಿರ್ಯಾ ಭಿಕ್ಷಕೆ ರಾಗಿ ತಂದಿರ್ಯಾ ರಾಗಿ ತಂದಿರ್ಯಾ ಭಿಕ್ಷಕೆ ರಾಗಿ ತಂದಿರ್ಯಾ ಹರಿಯನು ಅನುದಿನ ನೆನೆಯುವರಾಗಿ ಗುರುತಿಗೆ ಬಾಹೋರಂತವರಾಗಿ ಹರಿಯನು ಅನುದಿನ ನೆನೆಯುವರಾಗಿ ಗುರುತಿಗೆ ಬಾಹೋರಂತವರಾಗಿ ಕರೆ ಕರೆ ಭವವನ್ನು ನೀಗುವರಾಗಿ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲನ ಸೇವೆ ಪರಾಗಿ ರಾಗಿ ತಂದಿರ್ಯಾ ಭಿಕ್ಷಕೆ ರಾಗಿ ತಂದಿರ್ಯಾ ರಾಗಿ ತಂದಿರ್ಯಾ ಭಿಕ್ಷಕೆ ರಾಗಿ ತಂದಿರ್ಯಾ ಯೋಗ್ಯರಾಗಿ ಭೋಗ್ಯರಾಗಿ ಭಾಗ್ಯವಂತರಾಗಿ ನೀವು ರಾಗಿ ತಂದಿರ್ಯಾ ಭಿಕ್ಷಕೆ ರಾಗಿ ತಂದಿರ್ಯಾ ರಾಗಿ ತಂದಿರ್ಯಾ ಭಿಕ್ಷಕೆ ರಾಗಿ ತಂದಿರ್ಯಾ ರಾಗಿ ತಂದಿರ್ಯಾ ರಾಗಿ ರಾಗಿ ತಂದಿರ್ಯಾ ರಾಗಿ ರಾಗಿ ತಂದಿರ್ಯಾ ईश्वर तुम है दयाल जगतपते प्रणत पाल ईश्वर तुम है दयाल जगतपति प्रणत पार व्यापक पूर्ण विशाल सतचित सुखदायी सतचित सुखदायी ईश्वर तुम है दयाल जगतपति प्रणत पाल व्यापक पूर्ण विशाल सतचित सुखदायी सतचित सुखदायी सकल भुवन जन्म करण जीवन के परम शरण सकल भुवन जन्म करण जीवन के परम शरण शरणागत तापहरण निगमागम गाये निगमागम गाये तेरी महिमा अपार कोई नहीं पावे पार तेरी महिमा अपार
कोई नहीं पावे पार
ऋषि मुनि गण कर विचार अंतहार जाए अंतहार जाए ब्रह्मा श्रीपति गणेश नारद शारद सुरेश ब्रह्मा श्रीपति गणेश नारद शारद सुरेश ध्यावत मन में हमेश ब्रह्मानंद पाए ब्रह्मानंद पाए ईश्वर तुम है दयाल जगतपति प्रणत पाल व्यापक पूर्ण विशाल सतचित सुखदायी सतचित सुखदायी ईश्वर तुम है दयाल जगतपति प्रणत पाल व्यापक पूर्ण विशाल सतचित सुखदायी सतचित सुखदायी सतचित सुखदायी
Coming Wednesday, 18th January, is Ekadashi. Ram Nam Sankirtan will be there after Aaratrikam. All the devotees can participate in this program and obtain the grace of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. వచ్చే బుధవారం జనవరి 18వ తేదీ ఏకాదశి పర్వదినం ఆరాత్రికం అనంతరం రామనామ సంకీర్తన నిర్వహించబడుతుంది. భక్తులందరూ ఈ కార్యక్రమంలో పాల్గొని భగవాన్ శ్రీరామకృష్ణ కృపకు పాత్రలు కావాల్సిందిగా విజ్ఞప్తి.
जय भगवान श्री रामकृष्ण देव की जय जय श्री शारदा माई की
जय
जय स्वामी विवेकानंद महाराज की जय।